Okay, and jumping back into Gallabat. So where I left off, I think the tankettes. Well, we knocked out one of the tankettes and have the second one under fire from multiple AT rifles. You got spooked, but there's really no reason for you to run away. You still have line of sight in there. Actually, go ahead and just order you to shoot at that. So we'll have 4 AT rifles all plugging away. You have line of sight. Not quite. Yeah, there. Okay. So, tune HQ. Anywho. Next wave forward into the attack. Give you a crater as cover. So we give you and take that crater. You can take cover. Well, I don't want to crowd up too much. You go ahead and advance to that rubble. You take cover in one of these craters here. Huh. Or just, advance to those woods there. Whatever lets you take cover. Alright, I think from here, just have you guys advance into the open ground because there really is no cover over here. You just have to make do with open ground. I'm sure it'll be fine. We have safety in firepower. You guys back up to here. Still haven't dealt with that bunker. Now, can they deal with it? Is there anything I can... get them to assault maybe into the bunker? Eh. Right, and then I've got all these guys advancing right up to the wire. And what is my thinking there? Because actually pushing through the wire is going to take forever. So what I want to do... I think the idea is just get some more infantry firepower onto the flank here, but I don't think the lines of sight really support that. I think I actually do need to push beyond barbed wire in order to do that. It might be a better use of their time and limited energy. But I think the people pushing into the flank here have the numbers and the firepower to take this fort. So... you aren't going to do a whole lot of good there. Instead, let's focus all you guys on pushing up to the next objective beyond it's not a fort, but the barracks. The fortified area in which there is a barracks. I mean, it looks basically... and there's that fort there. This is kind of a similar fortified area. It's got a wall around it, it's got barbed wire in front of it. I haven't tested to see if there are any mines on that road, but I'm not inclined to try. Oh, so even if the infantry can't really reliably move it up past that barbed wire, tanks can. And they can provide some meaningful firepower. Onto the flank of the barracks here. So let them drive up. Yeah, the rest of you guys. Oh, they're under fire from that bunker all the way over there. Your HQ is way back here. Wonder why I left him back there, or did I just forget? And move that way. to occasionally bounce around. 13 millimeters of front armor at a 65-degree slope. I guess that can defeat a, oh, another tankette. I do have some AT rifles here. I got that one. So if this guy crests over this ridge, we've got some AT rifles waiting to deal with them. And AT rifles, they can punch through 35 millimeters at 0 degrees at 100 meters, 18 millimeters RHA at 500 meters, 0 degrees, up that to 30 degrees, that's 24 millimeters and 16 millimeters at 100 and 500 meters respectively. 60 degrees, 12 millimeters is what they can punch through. So these guys are shooting at... Oh, are you moving forward? Why are you moving? Because they're getting shot at. Okay, we are getting penetrations there. So I heard my anti-aircraft guns are shooting, and I heard a it sounded like an aircraft siren. They're shooting quite high. Nice that you can pinpoint exactly where the aircraft is in CM1. It actually has a constantly moving position. Oh, did we shoot it down? Did we just shoot it down? Go onto the map. Disappears seemingly at the moment that a burst of anti-aircraft fire goes at it. I think we might have shot it down. Okay. Oh, of course, I've got my tanks moving up, but they don't have any anti-armor capability, so I'm counting on my AT rifles dealing with the enemy armor. This armor is weak enough for them to deal with. So we've got 2 tankettes now. Or that's a 3rd tankette because we'd spotted this one earlier. And this one has just enough frontal armor at just enough of an angle at this range that it is somewhat protected. Okay, so just that infantry squad was there at the beginning of the turn. They get eliminated. By what? Well, I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Just a little bit of fire is enough to finish them off. The AT rifles are encouraging it to back up. What I'm concerned about is what kind of weapon does that thing have? Okay, it just has a machine gun. As long as it really does just have a machine gun, then it shouldn't pose a threat to my tanks. I mean, my tanks don't pose a threat to it, but you know, vice versa if it doesn't pose a threat to my tanks. And this is a tank versus infantry fight on both sides. Okay, so we got that machine gun. Oh, they're surrendering, so that's captured. Excellent. Okay, another Beretta M37 machine gun. And I say my infantry have only just about reached, yeah, the next wave of infantry is only just about reaching the wall. My AT rifles are scattering. They're trying to crawl away rather than shoot. Yeah, just focus on shooting. Now, it has a 0% chance of killing that. Yeah, no, maybe you're right. That doesn't have a line of fire on that tank yet at all. So we need to encourage that one to move, show its flank something. It's pretty well protected from my AT rifles right here. Quite a large gap there. Fill that with a section. The orders I gave last time should carry us for a little while. Bring the scout car up, because it's got some machine gun ammo that it might as well use. You know, I have you, the 2-pounder. So that absolutely can penetrate however much armor this thing has. Of course, it's on the back of a truck. And that machine gun may not pose much of a threat to my armored vehicles, but it can pose a threat to a truck. But this truck is the last 2-pounder toting vehicle I have. Yeah. 2-pounder anti-tank gun really doesn't seem like much compared to, you know, if you're comparing it to later anti-tank guns like the 6-pounder or certainly the 17-pounder, then, you know, it's like a nothing anti-tank gun. But when you're comparing it to anti-tank rifles, ooh, 81 millimeters of penetration at 0 degrees at 100 meters. Still 44 at 1,000 meters. 24 millimeters at 1,000 meters at 60 degrees. Like, you know, select one of the anti-tank rifles. There you are. Yeah, 100 meters it's 35 millimeters. the 2-pounder. Yeah, that... much better numbers. That moment. Even at 1,000 meters, it's still got better penetration than the AT rifle has at 100 meters. Even at 1,000 meters at 30 degrees, it has better penetration, just, than the AT rifle has at 100 meters, 0 degrees. Right. What am I actually going to do with this 2-pounder? One thing, I need to not drive it straight through the abandoned tank there. If I try to take it off-road, this rocky ground, it is going to move extremely slowly to the point of being virtually useless. But I do need to get it into a good firing position. I may be able to get it into a good firing position if I just drive hell for leather straight down this road. Like something like... like here-ish. Question is, if I do that, what are its chances of surviving, really? Like, what are the odds that this obvious choke point doesn't have mines? What are the odds of that? On the other hand, do I really have any other... I think if I take it off-road, and I try to have it move... Like, for one thing, this is a wheeled vehicle, which is already slower off-road, and I've seen that vehicles trying to move through the rocky ground here are just painfully slow. So the other alternative would be, you know, have it try to go off-road here, and I would have to drive through the wall. Can it do that? Maybe. I'm not... Or maybe it could drive up, you know, back up to the wall and take up a position like right here. Has a firing angle on that. Question is, could it drive... Could it make it to that position before the game timed out? Because the vehicles do tend to move really, really slowly on rocky ground. Like, I could... Like, if I ordered around this lengthy path around this way to get up a firing position here, I could be gnashing my teeth at... the game timed out before it even got into position. Versus, alternatively, straight down the road, if it gets into position at all, it'll definitely get into position before the game times out. But then if it blows up right as it passes that obvious choke point, because it hit a mine, I'll really be gnashing my teeth at that too. So which is the greater risk? The risk that the game times out before it even gets into position if I try to move it around the lengthy way, or the risk that it blows up on an AT mine here? If there are any mines anywhere around this compound, there's one. There's an AT set of AT mines right there. There's just no way there aren't AT mines there. And once I take it off-road, that's not really a reversible decision. It just takes we got open ground up through here. I think it should be faster moving through the brush and scattered trees than it would be moving through the rocky ground terrain type. I think that the rocky ground is where it moves the slowest. So we want to spend as little time in the rocky ground as possible. And the actual firing position that I want it to have... hang on. If I order it into the same position as any of you guys, do you have a line of sight? You do. Okay. So I can order it into the same position as that squad right there. Or section. Okay, so the final order into that position needs to be a reverse order, because we want the gun facing towards the enemy, and the gun is on the back of the vehicle. Go. Reverse there. And hopefully we won't even need to wait for it to get in position. The AT rifles will be able to take care of this thing. Yeah, go ahead and let you move in here. Let's see. If I want to give these a real chance of being able to take care of it. Again, no harm in having multiple plans in motion at once. Of course, if you're the only infantry team I'm moving around here, then the chances that you get cut down by, say, a machine gun or something. The thing is, I need you to both get onto the flank of this thing, where there's thin armor that you can penetrate, and be up, you know, not be in dead ground, be up over the hill, so you actually have a line of sight. But that also means getting dangerously close to these infantry, and if that other tankette is still there when you arrive, it'll be in a position to shoot at you. I think I'll just have to sort of, you know, adjust my orders when you get closer. According to, you know, the risks that are at play. Because it's going to take a few turns to cover that distance. He's got a big heavy weapon, which is why I'm giving him move orders. He doesn't even have a run order as an option here. Because how heavy is a boy's anti-tank rifle? 1 second. I'm going to Google on my phone because I don't want to minimize this window on my computer. Boy's anti-tank rifle. Mass 35 pounds, 16 kilograms. That's pretty dang heavy. Hang on. So for reference, I ended up having to carry the M240 machine gun in basic. I'm not a big person, so that was a heavy. So that was only 27.6 pounds. So the boy's anti-tank rifle is a whole 10 pounds heavier. Well, okay, 8 pounds heavier than the M240. That's the FN Mag in generic terms, or the L7 if you're British, or I think, yeah, L7. Okay, I think okay, those orders will do. Shoot at the tank. Okay. Yeah, my anti-tank rifles just aren't going to have a whole lot of luck while that tank is taking... Oh! But it's turning its flank. Excellent. So, it's moving. That means some of my anti-tank rifles will have flank shots. Okay, we've got full penetrations there. Oh, which means I need to move. And you are going the wrong way. Oh! Hang on. That was... the other tankette got knocked out. What knocked it out? Surely... Hang on. These machine guns... Oh! Yeah, they are... Okay, they're 12.7mm. They're heavy machine guns, so they are capable of penetrating light armor like these tankettes. So they are actually... They are in play when it comes to dealing with these tankettes. Now, this one is out of ammo. That one's out of ammo. Okay. They burn through their ammo pretty quickly. Okay, so moving these Mark 6Bs onto the flanks actually had unforeseen benefits. I thought they were just only any use against the enemy infantry, but they are, since they've got 12.7mm or 50 caliber machine guns in freedom units, those are useful against very light armor like these tankettes. Yeah, they can penetrate. Oh, it's not actually showing me penetration tables at the moment, but you know they can penetrate a bit of armor, not a lot, but a bit, enough to knock out this tankette, which they had side shots, and the side armor on these is 9mm. 50 cal can definitely punch through more than 9mm of armor. In fact, I think even like a standard, like the 303 rounds that these guys are carrying should be able to punch through more than 6mm, maybe up to 8. And I know there's a reason why it's pretty common to see like 8mm as the armor, the amount of armor on a typical armored car or a half-track, because that's about exactly how much armor you need in order to be proof against just plain old small arms. So yeah, the side armor and rear armor is clearly meant to be just enough to protect against small arms. Okay. But this means... Okay, so we've got our infantry here moving up. The tank still has... Oh, actually... Now, I thought maybe, well, it still had ammo, I could see a penetration table or something. Now, you're out of ammo. In fact, I think the 50 caliber machine gun, the M2 Browning 50 cal, was originally envisioned as an anti-tank machine gun. By the time it finished development and actually entered service, tank armor had crept up to the point where really 12.7mm 50 caliber machine gun caliber wasn't really viable as an anti-tank round anymore by that point. So it kind of got re-rolled as an anti-aircraft machine gun. So you know, the anti-tank machine gun was a concept that existed for a little while, but ended up dying as it didn't actually exist, survive as a concept for very long. but, right, the rest of my infantry were doing things. Some of those things getting shaken and running away from the scary armored vehicle, which is kind of holding up some of my advance here. Just sort of, even if it's not inflicting many casualties, it's being an armored vehicle and being... And we are continuing to inflict casualties there. Alright. So I'm not going to have you follow that big long circuitous route. Instead, just get up to the wall, get into a firing position, and start shooting at the tankette. And stay in a firing position. It's where the tankette is still moving around. So even if you don't have a good angle right now, just stay where you are and keep shooting at it. Keep plugging away, putting rounds into it. That will do the job eventually. Because, you know, we knocked out this one with anti-tank rifle fire. So they can do the job. Yeah, leave you guys where you are now. Infantry on this flank still have move orders that they're executing. I think, yeah, we'll just do another turn, really. Yeah, because I don't want to give any more orders for these guys to advance until this armored vehicle here is no longer an issue, because just by its very presence, it's discouraging men from advancing on the side of the compound where that tankette has a presence. Okay. So, continue. Let my AT rifles do a little bit more shooting. Oh, I suppose I might as well have my... Oh, there it is, knocked out. Yes, and I might as well have my Mark 6B tanks withdraw now that they're out of ammo. Because, you know, once they're out of ammo, they really are useless. Okay, just eliminated the crew. Eliminated the last tankette. Yeah, we're doing all right here. Okay. Oh, I suppose once I have the 2-pounder up, I don't need it to shoot at the tankette anymore. I do still need it... Now, where is it? Where is that 2-pounder porting? Oh. Still hasn't even moved. Yeah, did I give it its orders this turn? It might be that it hasn't gotten past the orders delay yet. I feel like I'm hearing activity back here. Okay. Now then. Yeah. Suppose I will have you lot advance. Still got those prisoners right there, so I guess I need to leave someone behind to guard them. That section doesn't have a Brem, so less good in assaulting forward. Might as well leave them up. You guys to generally advance that way. Vickers machine guns here, which I think I'd intended to put in these upper floors here. I kind of ended up pushing them over to the right here. think the enemy is pretty close to being beaten, so with any luck they'll see reason before too long. Ooh. Here we go. Okay, there's a truck. And we've got a gun there. Yikes. Yeah, so they have now taken casualties to that gun. Their casualties not because of the gun. Even though they were closer to it. Actually, far. 150 meters. So by the time you get to the edge of those woods, should be, within 100 meters, close enough to put some pretty effective fire on it. At that point, we're certainly going to want to continue just pushing forward. You guys continue your advance commands for another turn before giving anyone any new orders. Okay. Not sure what it's going to take out that bunker. It might not matter. I don't think it's really in a position to get in my way anymore. And we have control of this flag. Yeah. Okay. Italian troops in the barracks are starting to become a nuisance to troops moving up around the barracks. We are eliminating more enemy infantry. Okay, they're surrendering. Okay, yeah, so they are crumbling. So definitely want to maintain the momentum. Oh wow. Already 4 casualties, 1 guy left. Wow. The enemy is very nearly done, I think. Got... mortar there. Okay, you surrendered. Ow. Yikes. Need to move these guys up. Not the mortar that's out of ammo, but everyone else. Victor's machine guns. Okay. And yeah, the 2-inch mortars are now. It's a pretty long way to have you run. How far is that? It is 237 meters. I don't want any tank rifles now. Now what I want is... Oh, hang on. Okay. New plan for you. Go into the woods. You can't traverse barbed wire. I guess because it's a wheeled vehicle. I want this 2-pounder to shoot at that bunker. policy for dealing with that gun is to continue to push forward. We want to give it as little time to shoot at us as possible. I don't know if the enemy's going to surrender at some point. Now, we have the overwhelming majority of the objective flags on this map by this point. So even if the game did time out before they surrendered, or before I captured this last objective flag, I'm pretty sure I'd still be granted a victory. Ow. No new orders for the next turn, just keep on keeping on. Surrendering. What is that? Surrendering. Starting to shoot at that gun from more angles and at closer ranges. We do have enemies in these woods over here that I'm going to have to deal with. There. Yeah, the barracks is mine. Like, I own the barracks at this point. Bunker is giving me trouble. Two-pointer should be moving shortly, or is already moving. Okay, so it looks like we are over an hour. Probably end up finishing the battle next time. Almost certainly. The next part will be the grand finale of the Gallabat operation, which has carried on for God knows how many parts. Okay, we'll wrap this battle up once and for all in the next video, and the next one after that we'll finally be moving on to somewhere else, another location. Yeah.